Okay, hello class. Today I'm going to be lecturing on lesson 26. So I'll kind of go back as a refresher because I know there was no video. So lesson 26, page 165, I'm going to go over that, okay, with the video so you all can see. So we have page 165 if you all want to get your books. And lesson 26 deals with words ending in shul and shus sounds, okay? Shul and shall and shus sounds. So very, very important that you all read everything, that you watch my homework instructions on how to complete the homework assignment. And under A we have, for words ending in the sound of shall, usually spelled C-I-A-L or T-I-A-L, use shul, RBL, at the end of the stroke. It's on the end because it's the final side of the machine, as a separate stroke if it doesn't fit. Think of RBL, shul, as the shell sound. Be sure all sounds are represented in your outlines. Partial, partial is 2 syllables, partial, so we got to write it in 2. Not P-A-R-B-L, that's partial, partial. So let's write this down. We have partial, 2 strokes. Notice that I'm writing it over here, par, and then RBL, okay? Let me make this just a little bit bigger. P-A-R, and then second stroke on the final side, shul, okay? As with all lessons, alternate outlines can be found in the professional dictionary for some words. The more common briefs and alternate outlines are included in the lesson. So if any of you want a professional dictionary, I have 2 older ones that a student wants to sell, and they're in pretty good shape. So if you all are interested, let me know. I know one of you has mentioned it, so I'll send you a picture of them and let me know if you're interested, and I'll give you the prices, okay? Send me a text. Okay, so we have the word artificial. You got to stroke them out, okay? Artificial, beneficial, beneficial. So the shul is the, remember the sh is the RB, so just put the L in shul. You've got crucial, it's a long U sound, crucial. We've got facial, F long A-R-B-L. Racial, R long A-R-B-L. Social, S long O-R-B-L. Special, S-P-E-R-B-L. Going to the second column of words. Commercial, I think you can do that 1 stroke, yes. Commercial is 1. You have impartial. Impartial. You've got potential. So let's stroke it all out. Potential. Potential. You've got preferential. So you have brackets there. You can use it. Preferential. Okay? When you have brackets, you can use that. Residential. So how many sounds does residential have? How many syllables? Residential. Stroke them out. Residential. 3 strokes. Okay? Very important, you all. If there are certain syllables, if it's a certain amount, then you have to stroke it out that many times. But let's say it's a brief, then you don't have to. So it just depends whether the word is a brief or not. So it says under section B, for words ending in the sound of shus, usually spelled C-I-O-U-S, T-I-O-U-S, or X-I-O-U-S, use RBS at the end of the stroke if it fits. RBS as a separate stroke if it doesn't fit. So if it's 1 syllable, then it's 1 stroke. If it's 2, then you use the 2 syllables, and then RBS, you can use it by itself on the final side, okay? Think of RBS, shus, as the shus sound. Be sure all sounds are represented in your outlines. So we've got ambitious, we've got auspicious. You got to sound them out, where to break them up. Cautious, 1 stroke. You have delicious, is in brackets, use it. Facetious, use it, 2 strokes. Fictitious, 2 strokes. Precious, 1 stroke. Spacious, 1. And then I want to give you the briefs for conscientious is K-E-R-B-S. Make sure you know that. You don't want to be stroking out conscientious. I don't even know if that's how you stroke it. So it's just K-E-R-B-S. Conscious, knocked out, is K-O-R-B-S. Make sure you know those 2 very, very important briefs. Factious, infectious, noxious, okay? Just writing some of these words for you. Obnoxious, break them up. You've got pretentious, subconscious, voluptuous. Okay? So make sure you know how to stroke these words. Look back at my screen as many times as you need to figure out how to stroke them. It's nice to have your dictionaries hooked up. And then I'm going on to page 166, the word exercises. So I'm going to write some of these. Remember, if they're in brackets, you can use them. By all means, use them if you like that stroke better, as long as it makes sense to you. Artificial, facial, glacial, I'll just put commas in between. Visual, usual, either Y long URBL or just URBL. You pick which is the easiest for you. Circumstantial is circumstance. I think that's a brief. You add the L. Yes, it's a hard stroke, y'all. Circumstantial, you could write SIRLG. It's a hard stroke. Or circumstance and then RBL. I think I picked that one because I think it's a hard stroke, that SIRBLG. Okay? And then you've got, I'm just randomly looking at words. Potential, stroke it out. Ambitious. So if it ends in an L, you put the L, RBL. If it ends in an S, RBS. Okay? You've got cautious. You've got flirtatious. You've got malicious. You've got pugnacious. You've got spacious. Tenacious. 2 strokes. You've got factious. And you have pretentious. Okay? Subconscious. Stroke them out. So make sure you have your dictionaries just for practice, writing them out. Make sure you're writing them out correctly, that you're sounding them out in the right place. And then, of course, briefs at the bottom of 166. I can't stress how important those briefs are. You all know them. Circumstance is SIRK, confident, KFT, evident, EVT, evidence, EVD, different, DIFRNT, president, PT. Know those. Very important. Make your flashcards, okay? And then just going on. More briefs, 167, the bottom. Almost is LM, career is career, everyone, EFRN, everything, EFRG. Season is SN, several, SEVRL. In spite of is N by itself, and then spite of is SP long IF. Had been is HB, had been. You've got have had is VD. I have been, I'm going to stroke out the easiest one, okay? I have been is IFB. I don't want to put an asterisk in, I just want to learn the easiest way, but that's me. I don't know, you all might be a little different on that portion of it, okay? And then we've got, just looking to see, lawyer, you all, very, very important. Lawyer is LAUR. Make sure that you learn that brief. You're going to hear lawyer all the time. Because of, BAUF. So let me tell you, because of the, you add the T. Because is BAUF, add the T for the. And then you've got you have had. I'm going to pick the easiest stroke, UFD. UFD. I don't want to worry about a memorizing to put the asterisk in or not, or 2 strokes. And then that is THAT, that. Okay? And so let me see if you have, on number 3, your sentences, you've got, do you have is D long UF. Make sure you know that phrase. You're going to hear it all the time. Do you have D long UF? Financial, number 5 is FNL, F final NL. And then you've got, just trying to see, became is BAME, produce is Prusse, BAME, Prusse. Circumstantial evidence, number 8. Write this down, SKEFD, SKEVD. They both come out. Of course, I'm picking the F because that is easiest. I don't want to worry about the asterisk, but they both come out. You have number 8, they felt, THEFLT. THEFLT is they felt. You have conviction. Kwix with an asterisk, conviction. Make sure you write these down. You have substantial is stanal. Stanal, S-T-A-N-L. Stanal is substantial. Write these down because you don't want to be stroking them out, especially if they give it to you. And then you have commercial is K-M-E-R-B-L. K-M-E-R-B-L, commercial. Okay, so write those down. Practice the words with your dictionary on. And what I'm going to do now is just dictate some of these words, okay? Find a focal point, and here we go. You could actually log out, go to the homework assignment, or you can just stay in and practice, okay? The practice is so that you can pass your test. Very, very important. So I don't know if you want to do that. Get your machines all hooked up. Okay. And I'm going to cover the words from page 165. Here we go. Find a focal point, you all. Really, you got to hear me and just write it down. Let it come natural. If it's not coming to you, then you need to practice the lesson over and over and over, okay? Here we go. Facial. Glacial. Social. Partial. Impartial. Residential. Substantial. All of these end in the RL, and if you have just one syllable, it's one syllable. If you have two, you got to come back with the RL as a second ending. Special. Judicial. Prejudicial. Credential. Crucial. Beneficial. Partial. Residential. Artificial. Racial. Reverential. Special. Preferential. Potential. Commercial. Glacial. Substantial. Now all these have the sh ending, so it's RBS on the final side. Ambitious. Cautious. Facetious. precious, spacious, conscientious, factious, infectious, pretentious, subconscious, nauseous, delicious, fictitious, judicious, ferocious, spacious, tenacious, noxious, sententious, subconscious, fractious, nauseous, infectious, auspicious. Don't be afraid to write these, you all. Tenacious, sententious, conscientious. Okay, so make sure you go over those, and then here's some more just random words, okay? Sound them out, don't be afraid. Here we go. Usual, crucial, visual, credential, expeditious, fictitious, flirtatious, mendacious, precocious, suspicious, infectious, financial, sequential, contemptuous, malicious, pugnacious, expeditious, auspicious, capricious, torrential, palatial, existential, evidential, voracious, nutritious, rapacious, impartial, make sure you know that, presidential, efficacious, nuptial, licentious, controversial, sacrificial, luscious, seditious, specious, vicious, gracious, mendacious, substantial, luscious, vicious, cautious, ostentatious, differential, capricious. Okay, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dictate the paragraphs. And so from 26-2, 26-3. And so let me just give you some words that come out, okay? You've got social, season. You've got gracious, charming. You've got potential. You have career, malicious, you've got obnoxious. So let me help you write some of these words, okay? So let's say it's, don't be afraid of them. Pretentious, you all sound it out. Pretentious. Okay, pretentious. You've got obnoxious, obnoxious. Okay, you've got ambitious, and ambitious. You've got recognition is just recognition. You have gracious, one stroke, luscious, one stroke. You've got decoration, decoration. Torrential, I think there's one way of writing it shortened, torrential, torrential. You've got potential, you gotta stroke it out, potent and then shal. And then beneficial is just beneficial, okay? So find a focal point. I'm gonna dictate at 60 and 70, and it's 26-2, 26-3, at 60 and 70 words a minute, okay? Really try and get everything that you can in these sentences, you all. Starting at 60, and it's the paragraph 26-2, 26-3. Here we go. The social season had an auspicious debut last night. Despite a torrential rain, the ball was a success. The special decorations and luscious buffet were perfect. The 9 young girls who bowed were gracious and charming. Everyone hopes this ball has revealed the potential for this year's debuts. She lives in an ostentatious old mansion. In spite of her fame, she was very gracious. She told me, "I know I have been known as an ambitious woman." That is true, but I am also a conscientious worker. I believe in working hard. Talking to her, I felt that she was not the obnoxious person I had been told she was. She does tend to be a bit pretentious. I suspect this comes from her rapacious hunger for social recognition. She has been a star for several years now after an auspicious debut. Almost everything she has done so far has been beneficial to her career. She went on to tell me that she was tired of malicious gossip. I don't expect preferential treatment. I only want fair treatment, she said. Being charmed by her, I was willing to give her special treatment. I had lost any suspicious feelings toward her I might have had. So let me write a couple of these words. You've got buffet. So remember, we're just going to write what we hear, okay? So let me write buffet is buffet, okay? And then you've got perfect is P-E-F-R-T, P-E-F-R-T, perfect. And then I was going to write one more. You've got I was, make sure you know those little phrases. I was is I-F-S. And this is going to be at 70 words a minute, okay? 70 words a minute. season is S, final N. The social season had an auspicious debut last night. Despite a torrential rain, the ball was a success. The special decorations and luscious buffet were perfect. The 9 young girls who bowed were gracious and charming. Everyone hopes this ball has revealed the potential for this year's debuts. She lives in an ostentatious old mansion. In spite of her fame, she was very gracious. She told me, I know I have been known to be an ambitious woman. That is true. But I am also a conscientious worker. I believe in working hard. Talking to her, I felt she was not the obnoxious person I had been told she was. She does tend to be a bit pretentious. I suspect this comes from her rapacious hunger for social recognition. She has been a star for several years now after an auspicious debut. Almost everything she has done so far has been beneficial to her career. She went on to tell me that she was tired of malicious gossip. I don't expect preferential treatment. I only want fair treatment, she said. Being charmed by her, I was willing to give her special treatment. I had lost any suspicious feelings toward her I might have had. And let's go ahead and take it up to 80, okay, really, because if you listen to these theory lessons at 80, you're going to be fine on your tests. 80 words a minute, and I was going to write debut. So debut is D long A, debut. Oops, debut. Okay, B long U. Okay. What else? Several, SEVRL. She said is SHEBS. She said the phrases are SHEBS. Okay. I hope you can see that. SHEBS. So let's say I said, so it's IBS. Said in a phrase as BS as the final part, and then he said HEBS. Okay, there's a whole pattern of those, so make sure you know those. Make your flashcards. Here we go, y'all. 80 words a minute, pushing it a little bit. Just make sure you listen to it over and over and over, and that you can keep up with it. Okay, this is your theory. You should know it well. Here we go, 80 words a minute. The social season had an auspicious debut last night. Despite a torrential rain, the ball was a success. The special decorations and luscious buffet were perfect. The 9 young girls who bowed were gracious and charming. Everyone hopes this ball has revealed the potential for this year's debuts. She lives in an ostentatious old mansion. In spite of her fame, she was very gracious. She told me, I know I have been known as an ambitious woman. That is true. But I am also a conscientious worker. I believe in working hard. Talking to her, I felt that she was not the obnoxious person I had been told she was. She does tend to be a bit pretentious. I suspect this comes from her rapacious hunger for social recognition. She has been a star for several years now after an auspicious debut. Almost everything she has done so far has been beneficial to her career. She went on to tell me that she was tired of malicious gossip. I don't expect preferential treatment. I only want fair treatment, she said. Being charmed by her, I was willing to give her special treatment. I had lost any suspicious feelings toward her I might have had. Okay, and then let's go over some of your briefs. I'm going to dictate them. Almost. Career. Everyone. Everything. Make sure you know all of these. Season. Several. In spite of. Had been. Have had. I have been. Circumstance. Confident. Evident. Evidence. Different. President. America. City. Income. New York. There were. United States. President capitalized. President lowercase. Senate capitalized. Senate lowercase. Vice President capitalized. Vice President lowercase. And then I think there's one more, y'all. Make sure you know those, okay? American. Average. Record. At least. Miles per hour. Year old. And remember, y'all, when you have a year old, it's Y long E R L D. But let's say two 10-year-olds. I have two 10-year-olds. Y long E R L D Z. Remember, anything that ends in a D S, you can write D Z. So you can write friends, school, and DS. Seconds, you can write anything ending in a DS, DZ, okay? And then I'm going to read a paragraph to you at 60 words a minute, and you all are going to read it to yourselves, okay? I'm going to go to two different speeds, okay? So find a focal point, and here we go. Try your hardest because you're going to read your notes compared to your machine. You're going to read out loud, you all. You got to read out loud. Here we go. I'm going to start at 60 words a minute, and then I'm going to go at 70, and I'm going to say it as I dictate, okay? 60 words a minute. This is for read back on your own, and you're going to compare it to your book. The social season had an auspicious debut last night. Despite a torrential rain, the ball was a success. The special decorations and luscious buffet were perfect. The 9 young girls who bowed were gracious and charming. Everyone hopes this ball has revealed the potential for this year's debuts. 70. She lives in an ostentatious old mansion. In spite of her fame, she was very gracious. She told me, I know I have been known as an ambitious woman. That is true. But I am also a conscientious worker. I believe in working hard. Talking to her, I felt that she was not the obnoxious person I had been told she was. She does tend to be a bit pretentious. I suspect this comes from her rapacious hunger for social recognition. Okay. And so you're going to find your spot and you're going to start on page 167. I read the first paragraph, 26-2, at 60 words a minute. And then the second paragraph, 26-3, I read the first 2 paragraphs at 70 words a minute. So make sure you go to page 167, start reading out loud, check it when you can't figure it out, look at your book, and write the words down that you're not getting, okay? If you're misstroking a word, just write it down and practice it over and over. And what I mean by that real quickly is, for example, I keep stroking or misstroking. Let's say it's potential. This is how I'm going to practice. I'm going to write it perfectly. Potential. And then, so I misstroked it. Potential. Keep misstroking it. Potential. 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 And that way, when you hear it again, you're not going to hesitate. Write it 25 times if you have to. Okay? Keep a notebook of all your words that you're struggling with and go back and listen to again to my lecture and write these words and then practice on potential. I felt, if you can't write that phrase, I felt. Okay, it just really makes a difference. That's how I used to practice and it helped me a lot. So 167, go to the first paragraph, and then the next 2 paragraphs, I stop at recognition, okay? Read out loud, read it to yourselves, write them down, and check your book compared to what you wrote. That's it for today, you all. Have a great day. Make sure you're reading out loud to yourselves, okay? Very important.